Hey guys, and welcome to a new Minecraft series. This is I'm only doing this, I don't have my friends, but this is called Minecraft Stories. So what I'm doing here is I'm on a server called Minecraft Middle Earth. It's an insane server. It's a huge project that these people have undertook, and they're basically recreating Middle Earth. And it's still under work. They have a lot of sites built, but they still have a lot of sites to go to, and it's crazy. So what I decided to do is, what the hell was that noise? Okay, so out of my own interest, because I'm a huge Middle Earth or Lord of the Rings fan, I decided to go through different areas in this server and kind of tell you guys the story of it from the lore and the movies. So I thought, the best place to start is where both Adventures of the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings started, and this is Bag End, right? This was Bilbo's house, and he inherited it from his parents after they died, and Frodo inherited it from his from Bilbo, and after Frodo sailed to the west at the end of the Third Age, Sam inherited it from him. So this is Bag End, and we've always seen Frodo in the Shire, his love for the Shire that's shown in the movies and the books, but the funny thing is that Frodo was never born in the Shire, actually. He was born in Buckland, which was a region for where hobbits would stay, and it did not become part of the Shire until the beginning of the Fourth Age. And this is Bag End. They built the Hobbit hole really nicely, and that's a tree which is famously known for being at the top. And I think there's something really cool here. I'll just show. This is obviously the party sign, if you guys remember from the movies. And this is Gandalf's carriage, called Gandalf Express. It's pretty cool. So as I was saying, Buckland, where Frodo was born, became formally part of the Shire at the beginning of the Fourth Age, when Aragorn reunited the kingdom of Gondor and Arnor, and obviously the Shire was founded within the kingdom of Arnor before it was disbanded, which I will get into later stories. So let's go travel down here. Let's go through the Shire. So in the year of 1601, so by the Shire calendar, obviously that would be year 1, the hobbits settled in the Shire. Now they came over the Misty Mountains, many of them. And guys, just before I continue, if I make one or two mistakes, forgive me, because it's really hard to remember all the details. And there's a lot of names too, so I have a few notes next to me, kind of reminding me of different names, dates, and stuff. And this is Backshot Road, by the way, guys. And this should be Sam's house right here. Yep. As obviously you guys know, Samwise Gamgee, who accompanied Frodo and is seen as one of the heroes, actually, in my opinion, the main hero of the lore and the movies. And he was his gardener, of course. So as I was saying, the hobbits migrated west over the Misty Mountains, and before entering the Shire, which I found very surprising when I was reading this, they lived in Dunland. And if I remember correctly, Dunland is the place where the wild men who fought against Rohan lived there too. So that's surprising. That I found a bit surprising. Now, it's also the question is, why did the hobbits come to the Shire? Why did they settle here? And there are different theories. As we know, during the Hobbit, Mirkwood was being infested by the dark magic of Sauron, as he was known as a necromancer in that time. So people think they moved because of the fears of the necromancer. Now, hobbits have not been in many battles. I think there have been 3. The Battle of Bywater, which ended the War of the Ring, and where Saruman was killed by Grima, and Grima was killed by hobbit archers. This is another hobbit house, by the way. And the oh my god, I'm forgetting the name. Was it Battle of the Greenfields? Where we famously know as Old Took charged the Goblin King. No, not the Goblin King, sorry. Was it? It was a goblin and knocked his head. And his head flew through the air and landed down a rabbit hole, and thus the game of golf was invented, as it's told in Hobbit stories. As you can see, guys, this is a bridge we've seen in the movies a lot. And, I mean, it's crazy how they've done this. There's so many different sites. I'll be trying to go through all the sites and structures in Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit that are shown, but not things like Mordor haven't been built yet, and Minas Tirith, but I'll be showing other structures that are never shown in The Lord of the Rings or Hobbit and talked about in other books. Gardening tools. Now, the Shire is obviously known as a very, very peaceful country, right? The hobbits like to stay out of people's businesses. They're kind of like the hippies of Middle-earth in a way, you know? They like to smoke pipeweed. Pipeweed was invented. The long bottom leaf, Old Toby, it was invented in the Shire. And, well, basically that peaceful situation kind of changed after Bilbo acquired the ring, after the famous Riddles in the Dark, which was played with Gimli. And as we remember was it during at the beginning of the War of the Ring? The Nazgul also visited the Shire, and which people don't know how was Saruman able to come into the Shire at the end? I know, guys, my thing is really inconsistent. I'm jumping from points, but I know I'll get better in the later episodes. But what I'm trying to say is the Shire was a very peaceful place at the beginning during Sauron's reign. But why? That is because the Dunedain Rangers led by Aragorn defended the outskirts of the Shire. And why did they defend it? Well, they were told by Gandalf, I believe. And when the Dunedain Rangers left their camps, their outskirts of the Shire, to help Aragorn, as it's explained in the books, I mean, it was left unguarded, and Saruman and Grima, they took over with Lotho, Sackville Baggins, and yeah, so that peacefulness went away, but they got it back. Frodo and Sam, they all helped with the rebuilding of the Shire. So let's go back. Let's talk about the geography of the Shire. Well, it's divided into 4 farthings, in a way, the 4 regions: the North Farthing, South Farthing, East Farthing, and the West Farthing. And and obviously Buckland was added after, sorry. And I'm trying to find a place right now which I can't find, which is really annoying. I'm trying to find Michael Delving. It's a town in the Shire. That's where the mayor lived. And this Bag End was in Hobbiton. So yes, okay. So they're divided into those 4 farthings. Now, what can I talk about these 4 farthings? I'm just looking at my notes. Let's see if I can find... I'm trying to find the Green Dragon Inn right now, which is somewhere. It's in Bywater, of course. It's this way. Oops. Right, so while I was talking about the geography of the Shire, I'll talk a bit about its government, I guess. Now, the Thane of the Shire is known as a military leader, and it's usually among the Tooks, the Took family of the hobbits, that Thane leaders emerge from, because they're known as the tough ones. And Pippin, Peregrine Took, Pippin he's from that family, and he became the Thane of the Shire afterwards, after the War of the Ring, before him and Merry left for Gondor and Rohan until the end of their days. And the mayor of the Shire lives in Michael Delving, as I mentioned before, and Sam became the mayor after the events of the War of the Ring. For how long? Was it 7 years in a row or so? I believe. I think it was 7 times he was elected. I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And, so where did the Shire get its laws from? Okay, I'm totally not going the right way. I apologize, guys. I'll just be back in a sec. Hey guys, I'm back, and I'm a dumbass, and I was going the right way before. So here we are at the famous inn, the Green Dragon Inn, which is favorited a lot by the hobbits. You see them a lot drinking in here, and obviously from the movie, the Green Dragon song that Pippin sang in, and it was after the battle, yeah, after in Rohan he sang it. Yep, that was part of the song. The only brew for the brave and true comes from the Green Dragon. Okay, so as I was talking about before, is the laws of the Shire, how they came to be, and they came, well, from Fornost. They kind of derived their laws from a place called Fornost, which I will be talking about later, in a later episode, so I won't talk about it too much right now. But they developed it from a place called Fornost, and the king of Fornost, who was King Argleb was Argleb the first or second? Hold on, let me think. I can't remember. But he allowed them, he gave the hobbits the authority to live there. You know, since we're talking about the Shire, I think we can visit Buckland at the same time, because in the books they did travel to Buckland before going into the before encountering Tom Bombadil and Old Forest and the Whites. So just 1 second, guys. Just showing the chat. And warp Buckland. Of course, Buckland was a place of the famous Buckleberry Ferry, which we see in both the books and the movies. And there isn't much to say about Buckland. Before it became part of the Shire at the beginning of the Fourth Age, it was not ruled by the mayor who lived in Michael Delving, but what's his name was the Master of Buckland. And the family of Brandybucks originate from Buckland, so that would be Mary's family. So guys, I hope you found this teeny bit interesting, and not all the people have a taste for this kind of thing, but I just wanted to show this server, and there's obviously more of this going to come out in the future, or more regions, and you know, to start off, the Shire has a bit of info, but not too much added. I mean, I could go through the history of the hobbits, but I am not so familiar with that. I am not. I'll be honest. There were 3 types of the, I think, ancestor families of the hobbits. One of them were called Stewards, and I'm honestly forgetting the descent next to Gollum Smeagol actually was one of those early hobbit men, I believe, before the ring corrupted him. So I wanted to go not through the history of the people, but more of the areas, because I mean, if I had to go to the history of people, oh my god, that would be really long. It would be unbelievably long. So next, guys, we will be visiting the Barrow-wights. Do you remember well, not the actual Barrow-wights, the Barrow Downs, Old Forest, and Tom Bombadil's house. And Tom Bombadil is an interesting character who I will actually talk about. I won't really talk about characters in this, but more regions, but I want to talk about him because he's a really mysterious character. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it or found it a bit interesting. And I'll see you next time.